Steven.
Kevin.
David.
With our powers combined, we are the
Brothers
Borg.
By the power of podcasting,
We have the power.
All right, we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
There's bugs everywhere. Ants, bees, praying mantises, dung beetles. They're everywhere.
I want to make a point of clarification here. I really love this arthropod apocalypse, but we're trying to make this realistic. I also make sure we're on the same page. We're not talking giant bugs, right? Like, because those don't actually exist.
No, they're regular sized bugs.
So giant spiders, not a thing.
Let me clarify something first. We're trying to make these realistic. I need to go back to the first one and redo all of them, I think. But go ahead. Sorry, I wasn't sure what.
So this is a world where
definitely not giant bugs. I think that's
good.
Yeah.
Good. Because I really love the idea of Kevin with his tribe riding a giant spider, but I guess that's not going to be a thing.
He's still got dinosaurs though.
That's true. I do still have dinosaurs.
All right. So last we left off, I was experimenting on studying animal behavior of bugs and animal behavior of bros. I think animal behavior of bros is definitely a good way to do that. And in the process, I kind of gave the bugs too much knowledge, and now they have risen up and are breeding quickly, and there's millions upon billions of them probably.
Plus, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I thought of something else though. Didn't the weather apocalypse, maybe it shifted like the seasons a little bit too? So maybe the world's a lot warmer.
That's true.
Now, so
I think after all these apocalypses, there's probably significantly fewer people on the planet. So it gives the opportunity for another species to become like the dominant species.
That's true. And weather patterns might be more in their favor now. And there's less.
The thing was with like ants in particular, like there are so many ants in this world. People don't realize how many ants there actually are. They outnumber us like by quite a bit.
Plus flies. There's so many flies.
That's true. Yes, because we are talking about an arthropod apocalypse. So we're talking like not just ants, although I think that would be like the predominant
cockroaches
one here. We're also talking about like bees, and we're talking about roaches, and we're talking about like spiders, and then centipedes. Centipedes freak me out. Scorpions, or even like even the oceans aren't safe, because you think, okay, well, we can just go in the oceans, but there you got crabs and lobsters and like shrimp.
Crabs is probably what got the bropocalypse to ultimately fail too.
It's true. There definitely probably was some sort of arthropod takeover in regards to some of the bros' recreational activities. But I don't know, like there's a lot of arthropods. There's a lot of different species of arthropods. Now, granted,
mantises,
centipedes. There's a problem with this, in the account that a lot of arthropods do make a habit of eating other arthropods.
Flesh?
Yes. So this is where there's a lot to cover here. There's a lot of ground with the arthropod apocalypse. We have two different scenarios. We have one scenario where for some reason all of the arthropods like bond together. Or we have a world where they all become human intelligence, right? But then they're still going to have battles among each other. Like the spiders they eat flies, bro. So like if they all became part of the same team, I guess you could say it's like the circle of life, Lion King styles, where even though these elk are worshiping Simba, they're okay with him eating him once in a while. So maybe it could be that scenario. But
could we just make it so the flies are fair game? Like, I'm sure flies are looked down upon by other arthropods.
Yeah, like there's a dirty fly.
So can it be like spiders, you're allowed to eat the flies and that's it? Or no, because flies also help eat decomposing. I don't know. The spiders would just have to. Some bigger spiders eat like mice and crap like that. So maybe they would have to just do it that way.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's true, dude. I was watching this thing about there's a species of centipede in like the Amazon or whatever. They live in these caves. Dudes, those things eat bats. Like they just grab bats out of mid-flight, out of the air, and like just tear into them and eat them.
That's real. That's a thing.
Yeah, this is a real thing. Yes.
No thanks.
Glad I live in Ohio.
Centipedes are the worst, man. I lived in Hawaii. Like centipedes freak me out, man. I'd see like a roach because there are a lot of roaches in Hawaii, and I'm like, that's kind of gross, whatever. But I see a centipede, dude, I'm like running the opposite direction.
I see those little ones. I don't know what they call it. They have to be related to centipedes that start out like in spring kind of small, and by the time the fall gets here, they're huge. Those come out of my walls every now and then. They're harmless, but they still freak me out.
No, man. The ones in Hawaii, they'd get like a foot long, and those things, like, they just looked freaky, and like they're really hard to kill. And they would.
Yeah, I think I'll pass on those. Yeah, that's true. See, there's a lot of arthropods that can do some stuff, man.
Yeah, dude. So we have a couple of different things.
What about scorpions? You live in Texas. Do you see a bunch of those?
I haven't seen any scorpions here. Yeah, oddly, there aren't a lot of species of scorpions that are generally dangerous to humans, actually. There is one species that does live in Texas, but I haven't seen any.
So we have bugs. Bugs can do a lot of stuff. So let's talk about.
Have you seen how strong ants are, dude?
The ants can lift a lot of heavy things
compared to their body weight, like 30 times their body weight.
And a lot of bugs can eat wood, right? So a lot of arthropods, termites, not just them, but other bugs. There's the emerald ash borer. They already killed a lot of ash trees in Ohio. But let's say they start eating wood, you're getting rid of a very valuable resource in our world, and also reducing the ability to receive oxygen. If they just I'm saying they'll go after every plant, but they're going to take care of a lot of plants.
A lot of them just eat the leaves too, and if nothing,
they're doing that already. But if they have it in their mind to destroy us, that's one of the first things they're going to go for.
I don't even think they would need to do that, man. Like we're just talking about, like if you got swarmed by like 1 million ants, dude, you can't survive that. You can't survive that. Like fire ants. Dude,
dump some honey on somebody, and those bad boys take care of you, man.
Yeah, like imagine like 1 million fire ants just coming out of nowhere and just like going to town on you, dude. You'd be dead so fast.
Little pincers. I forgot which Indiana Jones movie it is, but one of them, ants actually devour a guy, and it's just a skeleton.
That was Crystal Skulls. We don't talk about that in Indiana Jones movie.
That's right. We don't talk about that movie. It's not a real Indiana Jones movie.
True, but it still has Indiana Jones in it. So even though it's lame, it's still Indiana Jones. But
so I lived in Australia for a couple of years when I was a missionary, and there's some wicked bugs there. I'll tell you, some spiders that can like. See, I don't think there's any actual spiders that can kill you if you're a healthy person, but they can definitely injure you.
Dude, I lived when I went to Washington, those brown recluses are everywhere, man.
Yeah, those things can wreak havoc.
They take care of your flesh; it just rots. So if you don't get it treated, your whole arm could just like.
Funny story: when around the time Kevin got married, I found this house that got rid of like a dozen scarecrows for some reason. Like a ton of scarecrows are thrown away. I'm like,
dude, scarecrow apocalypse? That'd be weird. That'd be pretty crazy.
So
you just go to a barn and you see some random scarecrows just piled up. No, thank you. Dude.
I took a couple scarecrows. I put one in my buddy Dawson's bed. I put it in Dawson's bed. I put one in Kevin's wedding car.
I do remember this. Yes, I remember.
I put one on top of my sister. Well, at the time she wasn't my sister-in-law at the time, but my Stephanie's sister. I put one on her car, and I think I put some. I did a lot of things with these scarecrows, but
did you put one on our porch, or am I?
I think I did. I was really proud of the one in Dawson's bed, but that didn't really seem to affect him for some reason. Which, whatever. But so the one under my sister-in-law's car, though, somehow. I think there's a brown recluse in there because she got bit by this thing.
Those things are no joke, bro.
I felt so bad. She has a scar to this day, and it's my fault, I think.
I didn't know that.
I was on having fun with scarecrows.
Those things are no joke.
So yeah, imagine if like a bunch of brown recluses got you, then you're done. Like one, you might be able to get past it, but
even the spiders in Australia, they might not be lethal, but they could do some damage. Those big
like
ones.
Brown recluses aren't even lethal, but they definitely, like if you got bit by like hundreds, like 1,000 of them at one time, then yeah, that'd probably take you out.
I don't know that there's any actual lethal spiders. I think if you get attacked by,
no, there's a few. They can really hurt you, but I think it's not like a snake where it could kill you instantly. I think if you get bit by
spiders, would be combining their powers though.
If you get bit by a spider, you can usually as long as you get treated, you're fine. But
dude, dude, that'd be like a freaky way to go, man. Can you imagine like that's how you die, is getting like devoured or like eaten or bitten by a bunch of like spiders or like ants. Dude, that kind of freaks me out a little bit. Like the idea of it freaks me
And
out.
then flies would be all inside your carcass, just going to town.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Horse flies
Or
are
mosquitoes,
pretty
dude.
good.
What if like a million mosquitoes just came and all bit you at one time?
Oh,
So
geez.
that is one way, but also that is probably one of the best ways that they can get us. Mosquitoes are like they carry so much freaking disease. So do a bunch of bugs do. That's probably how they maybe that we wouldn't die by direct effect of arthropods, but they would spread disease like crazy.
People don't realize mosquitoes are actually the deadliest animal on the planet.
Yeah, dude. So like the bats eat them, but then that centipede's getting the bat. So we're like, oh man, we're in trouble.
Bats all like mosquito.
Dude,
Centipede's like, I don't think so,
these
fool.
possums would be gone, so you'd be having all these ticks hanging all over you all the time, sucking your blood slowly.
I went for a hike
if you had if you had like 500,000 ticks just like attached to you at once.
Ticks all over your body.
They just fill up really quick, but you turn pale white at the same time.
You'd be all ghosty.
That'd be awful. I had a tick one time.
You got any ticks, bro?
Oh, that would be awful.
Like right when the bros are being overthrown, I could see some bros coming in with some ticks. You got any ticks, bro?
You got any ticks, bro?
You're not coming in here then, dude.
They're out the club.
So ticks, spiders, wolves, not wolves. Sorry,
dude,
ants,
wolf spiders.
I just want because we're looking at insects having unusually high intelligence, right? Like arthropods having.
Yeah, and ants have these like underground networks of tunnels everywhere. Like,
oh yeah, dude.
I probably have zillions of them just hibernating under my house right now.
So let me paint a picture for you guys.
Carpenter ants be eating wood everywhere too. Carpenter bees destroy wood so quickly. Go ahead, sorry.
So let me paint a picture for you. So we're talking about all these arthropods have a higher level of intelligence.
Plus, they all have honey from the honeybees that they can enjoy.
Yeah, that's true. So say there's some bros up in the club, right? Because that's what bros do. And then like they see a bro come in, okay? Like he's particularly beefy, but he's like covered head and toe in clothing or whatever. And he's got his hoodie on, it's covering his head or whatever. They're like, oh man, what's up, bro? And then the hood comes down and it turns out that bro is actually just like thousands of bees, like disguised as a person. And he like starts swarming out and like stinging people.
And the hoodie just falls to the ground.
Yeah.
All Star Wars style, like when Obi-Wan gets killed.
The pros would be like, what's up? What's going on, bro? Oh no, it's a bee, bro.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's how it starts. That's probably the first attack.
That would be the first attack for sure.
The opening scene in the movie. I love it. Are there any arthropods
communicate as well? So
that would actually be on our side that like would want to help us?
Yeah, right.
Definitely not.
We're killing all the bees in this world.
Ladybugs.
But not those ones that
look. We love butterflies.
Yeah, butterflies would be the one that's on our side.
But they only live a few hours and then they're dead.
Actually, here's what butterflies would do. They would look pretty and they trick children and people and like, follow me. And it takes them to their lair where all the other bugs swarm.
They're like, look at all the pretty butterflies. Bro be, or like, little bro, because it's a child. Little bro be like running, trying to catch some butterflies. They take them into like a little like wooded area, and then out of the trees, just like scorpions start falling off the branches. Like it starts raining scorpions and
start going down on their webs. Jumping on.
Oh man!
A bunch of spiders come down and like web them up.
So we've gotten to the point now. I think we might have skipped a few things, but we've gotten to the point now where the bugs communicate with each other and are using each other. Like, are ants riding on dragonflies, or like?
I don't know, but that would be cool.
That's how they travel. That's super cool.
I don't know.
If they're friends, if they're like homies and they're like hanging out and like working together, I could definitely see that. Like,
and I think although it's the smallest one, don't you think the ant would be the one in charge?
No, for sure. Yeah. Because ants outnumber all the other bugs. So
like
I think they would be like the lead species in this. They would be like the most dominant species.
If any of us, when trying to overthrow this apocalypse, if you ever got a queen ant, that'd be like golden, man. Like if anyone could ever kill a queen ant, it'd probably be like to kill one.
In this world where there's if you kill a queen ant, that's like a trophy for you.
You like hang it up on your wall, like the rednecks do with the deer and stuff.
So I think what might happen here, hear me out on this, because eventually we want to transition into our next apocalypse.
I do want to transition, but can I ask you one other thing real quick?
Oh yeah, for sure. We're not. I have an idea for how we're going to transition. So go ahead, please.
What are these arthropods doing to your dinosaurs? What are they doing to?
Oh yeah.
Because you can't be happy about this, I'm sure.
No, I mean, I'm obviously not. I'm not happy about it. So, like
I feel like that'd be the only way your dinosaurs could be taken down.
Well, like, what was I? I was riding a Troodon, right? Didn't I?
Yeah,
I had like a pet Troodon. I was riding on like a horse. Terry the Troodon.
Terry. Wait, Terry, is it TE? Is it a boy or girl? First of all,
Terry. I don't know. I feel like if I had a pet Troodon I was riding around, I'd probably go with a girl Troodon.
So it's TERI.
Yeah.
Not
Terry.
TERR.
Terry the Troodon would be like. That's my mount. So I'm riding Terry the Troodon, and just Terry starts acting kind of funny. I'm like, what's going on with this in my native tongue? Because clearly I've invented a new language at this point. And so, like, and then I look down and I just see like, I don't know, like a tick or something on Terry. I'm like, oh, what the heck? So I try to brush it off, and like I brush like the ant or tick or whatever it is off its head, and then suddenly I see another one. I'm like, huh? And then the Terry starts freaking out, and I look down at its legs, and there's just like these like ants, like thousands of millions of ants, just like crawling up Terry's legs, just like biting her a little bit at a time. And she's all like making these noises, and I'm freaking out, like, oh no, Terry! I start crying. She gets devoured.
Suddenly remember how to speak English again.
Yeah, she gets devoured by ants right in front of my eyes.
But here's the thing: the bugs, they're super like cruel, and they're gonna let her. They're gonna like eat her to the point where she's still alive, and leave you to like watch her die and
exactly.
Pain.
Yeah, no, they definitely would do that
because I imagine there's one point in time where you thought you could make an alliance with the arthropods, just maybe a brief moment, but you're like, I got dinosaurs. I'm not very civilized anymore. I don't have a lab coat. Maybe
I don't have a lab coat.
They don't respect Steven. Steven gave them their powers, but they don't want to be an ally to him. But maybe I could. But then they ate your dinosaur. Like I imagine it was just a short period of time when you thought you could join up with them. But
I feel like Steven, like at this point, I feel like Steven might actually be survival because be a survivor on this point, just on account because he's the one that created this apocalypse to begin with.
I am the queen.
Yeah, the bugs recognize Steven.
I just want to get that and put that on loop. I am the queen. And play it
they recognize Steven, which is why Steven isn't taken out by the arthropods, because they respect him as their creator of intelligence. And basically, a bunch of arthropods are worshiping Steven at this point.
I want to transition, but I do want to cover we've talked a lot about land arthropods, but we did mention deep sea, like
the bros crabs. Yep, we did.
Like water based oceans arthropods. So what kind of effect do you think? Like, how would they play into this?
Dude, man, like I feel like a swarm of crabs could rough you up pretty good.
Yeah.
Lobsters too.
Lobsters too. Dude, there's this story in Japanese mythology. There's this type of crab that lives off the coast of Japan, and their shells look like they have like faces on them. So the legend or whatever is that there's like this great battle at sea between these big armies, and like one of the armies to like help their emperor or like save face for their emperor or whatever. I don't remember how the story went. They all drowned in the ocean, and the souls of those samurai became like these crabs, which is why they have these faces on their shells. So like maybe
on our side, maybe
maybe we find out they actually are like the souls of like samurai, and so like these crab come out and they like make their own because they're have greater intelligence now. So you imagine warriors. Like an army of crabs like carrying some katanas.
So you're saying the crabs might be the one arthropod that we could maybe make an alliance with?
Maybe
the ones from the water. It could be like a Wakanda Forever thing. I don't know if you've seen that, but like the species from the water want to come contact us to protect us to help get rid of the rest of these arthropods.
They've awoken from their slumber, their deep sea slumber to
at
come
the same
help
time,
us.
though, we do eat a lot of crabs, so.
And lobster, man. Basic bros eat a ton of lobster. Oh, they probably would hate the basic bros.
They totally would.
Never mind.
Basic bro be like, "You want to get some lobster, bro?" Like these lobsters would come out and be like, "Man, get some lobster, bro. Let's cook that thing up." And then because it'd be on their yacht, and like suddenly there'd be like thousands and thousands of lobsters just climbing up the side of their yacht, and they're like, "Yo, bro, there's a lot of lobster
just hanging out their cheek,
just hanging out their cheek, like pinching them and junk,
bro.
bro.
It ain't so tasty right now.
I feel like a lot of monsters movies have the basic bro character. Now that I think about it, they're usually like the dumb guy who gets killed pretty early in the film. Like he's like out in the making out with his girl on the overlook or something.
That's why the arthropods
Other than
invasion
like
is
the
so
black
successful.
dude and the person with glasses, the basic bro is one of the primary targets for the early in the movie.
So we're in the deep sea. So what I did, because the waters are just a little bit safer. Maybe if you go in the deep sea, I've built with my submarine from before. I've built a like underwater sea base where I can do some more research.
I think I'm still in Qatar, so I don't know what's up with that. But
and I start building a robot that goes out. It can go to the surface. It goes to the surface to try to find the queens, like the queen bees, the queen ants, the colonies, because the bugs don't care about the robots because like they're not flesh, they're just ignoring them. Perhaps I don't know.
You can't. Well, see, and it kind of makes sense. It would make sense that we would build robots to defend against the arthropods on account that arthropods can't eat robots.
And guess what the next apocalypse might be?
Exactly.
Plus, but can I do have we researched my music to see if there's a certain kind of song that attracts the queen ant?
Ooh, like an arthropod siren.
Yeah, that I've composed that I can put.
There's a bunch of arthropods. Dave's out there with the flute, like Dave's sitting on like your submarine surface or whatever. Dave's sitting on like the bow of the ship or whatever, and he's like playing his flute like and like these arthropods just start leaving him alone.
Or the queens are attracted to it for some reason.
He can like redirect them. Like he takes control of their mind, and maybe David's like a hive mind with some of these bugs, and like he can control them for a temporary amount of time as long as he's playing his music.
So David's got music. David's got a magic arthropod flute. You're like the arthropod's god because.
But no, I have to let the robots play it though, because.
How would a robot play a flute?
I don't know. What robots could do whatever you want them to do, dude. We programmed it to do. Wouldn't that be more safe though? Because the bugs would. First of all, they wouldn't mind the robots.
But don't you have to have the ability?
The music.
Don't you have to have the ability to like exchange air to play any sort of musical instrument?
Are you saying robots can't? You can't make a robot blow air?
Are Steven giving him lungs? Why would a robot need lungs?
It's like a pump system, man. It pulls in air from the outside and it pushes it through.
And there are androids that have
Okay, anyways, fine.
I don't think our technology is that advanced to make human like androids. I think they're just like regular robots. I feel like Steven's robot is Steven's the one that creates the first robot, like bug fighting robot. I feel like it'd be like one of those very like clunky like
that's probably
robots from like the movies in the 50s.
That's true.
Okay. It looks like just a bunch of like hands put together. Yeah.
All right, so I'm out playing my flute. I'm attracting all the queens.
Am I dead at this point since the arthropods like attacked my tribe?
No, you're still alive. You have to live through this whole thing. So you're out in the wild, just like fighting them with like. You have like different. You and Truly Nolan Pest Control. That would be a business that would be booming right now.
No, because like, dude, there aren't any bros smart enough to know how to do that.
But maybe you've started a pest control. You've taken like charge of a pest control hub, and like you're going out sending like platoons of like people with boric acid and like sprays. I have been like living in a tribal society, so at this point, I imagine that me and my people have figured out what certain herbs and things can like.
Plus, revenge is on your mind because of your dinosaur.
Yeah, so I can see that.
So you're like you have a lot of the technology and chemicals necessary to kind of just actively fight them. David's trying to manipulate them.
So David's avoiding arthropod invasion of him by playing a magic flute. You're building robots, and I'm fighting
Kevin,
chemicals.
There's no more lab coats left though, which is Steven's power because the moths have eaten all the lab coats.
That's true.
I don't know where Steven's getting all his powers from anymore.
I have one left. It's got holes in it. It's tattered, but it's hanging on. So I build these robots, and they seek out the colonies and the queens, and and then because of that, I can send a signal to Kevin, like this is where they're at. Kevin and his group is going to go kind of destroy these colonies, and slowly, Kevin and among other not just him, but people like him.
So I'm reintegrating society and starting to use technology again.
Yes.
And you know what? I figured out an easy way to get rid of like the gnats and the moths and stuff. We just have to turn on lights, dude.
It's true.
I think at this point we don't have a lot of electricity left in the world.
But the bros there has to be some stuff left over from the bros country
That's
club.
true, because they have to play Call of Duty.
You could just turn on really bright floodlights, and that would take care of a lot of the bugs. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So
all the bugs that aren't attracted to light, like, are trying to warn them against them. Like, there's like some mosquitoes that go towards like a light, and
don't
like
do it. Don't do it,
there's
bro.
like some roaches down there. Like, yo, dude, don't do it.
It's too late though. All right, sorry, I interrupted again. I just keep thinking
that's
of all these
perfect.
good things.
I like seeing how this develops. The focus some of the other apocalypses we didn't really actually dictate like the narrative of how it was eliminated, and I think this one's been really effective. We've got a plan here. I'm finding these colonies. Kevin and his colleagues are going to destroy them. David's kind of gathering them in one place with his magical music so that they're easy targets. And it's been working. It's been working well. We've finally. This is why we've been successful. Is because the three of us have finally reunited in a like organized fashion.
And in a way, the basic bros kind of helped us because, I mean, the bugs helped us to get rid of the basic bros. Sorry, I said that wrong. Without the bugs, we wouldn't have had the basic bros. It went a little too far, but we're realizing we created this. We're joining up together to take care of it.
But sadly, just as any tale of robots goes, when we're all done and all said and done, bugs are all back to normal. My robots become self-aware, and here we are,
Of course,
in the
because
final apocalypse of the year.
That's
The
what we've been
robot
waiting for.
apocalypse.
The robot apocalypse.
And that is where we're going to head next time. I'm excited to talk about that. There's a lot of area to cover in the robot apocalypse as well.
Well, this is the one I'm most a little bit nervous about in real life as well.
Yeah.
So we determined so far our most likely apocalypse scenario would be the weather apocalypse.
Yes.
And I think shortly behind that so far,
bros are aliens.
I would say basic bros. I think basic bros is more likely than aliens. How are we looking at arthropod apocalypse, the arthropocalypse, if you will?
I think
it's somewhere in that range of the top half. Like it's more probably better chance than a zombie one or a dinosaur one.
I think it just kind of depends. Like,
I don't know
how willing. I mean, like, because realistically speaking, aside from our little like fun banter here, realistically speaking, I don't think all arthropods in the world are ever going to like team up together.
No. I'm going to put the arthropods in the same category as dinosaurs or superheroes because I just don't think it would. I just don't think.
But
I think dinosaurs might be above arthropods just because we have a little bit of technology to make.
But at the same time, like, if you look at the world and like how many species of arthropods there are, like if you just looked at ants, for example, specifically, like, I don't think it'd be impossible for a large colony of ants to sort of, maybe not to the level where they take over the whole world, but definitely like they could definitely do some damage to a community for sure if you had enough of them. Oh, and then we probably wouldn't work together, but if you had like enough, like let's say locusts or like,
talk about locusts.
Like species of arthropods that like take out like farmlands, like weevils and things like that, on top of like a large colony of ants that starts like devouring, like the flesh of people and things like that. Like it'd be pretty epic. The likelihood,
it actually would probably work on like a food supply level quicker than, because if we don't have any insecticides or whatever, crops wouldn't survive very long. Probably.
Yeah, it would be very fast if it was a real thing. I think it'd be a very quick apocalypse.
It might not, like there could be other things like starving, or like it might not kill the people. We might not get killed by them, but we could get killed. We could die out because of the effects of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of ways that could actually go. But as far as likelihood, I don't know. I definitely think it is above the dinosaur apocalypse. I think that's probably our least likely one, to be honest.
I don't know. I think the superhero one's the least likely one.
Yeah, that's
superheroes. The dinosaur one, I mean, there's
likely.
Cloning nowadays. There's probably some way you could bring a dinosaur back, I bet. Like, haven't you seen Jurassic Park? It's a true story.
That's true. It's true. All right. So
I think the superhero one probably is the least likely.
So we're saying superheroes least likely, followed by
maybe zombie
dinosaurs. I would say ours probably be the next least likely, and the follow. What else did we cover? Probably
I think zombie is below all.
Probably zombie would be after that, and then alien would be next least likely.
You think zombie is better chance of happening than arthropod? How would zombie happen in real life? There's no such thing as zombie.
It could be together. It could be like a species arthropod that learns to like sort of,
bring a person back to life.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
I think once we cover the robot apocalypse, I think we'll have a better idea of the hierarchy of them all. All right, gang. Catch you at the robot apocalypse. Thank you for listening to the Brothers Born podcast. The Arthropocalypse. It's been a great episode. We've had a lot of fun with this one, and hope you had fun listening to it. Special thank you to Peter F. Wolf for his artwork of the ant, his photograph of the ant that we used for the episode art. You can check out more of his work at unsplash.com or the Unsplash app. You may have noticed that you can donate to us now, or you can subscribe. We would love to take your money, but totally understand if you can't do that, no big deal. At the very least, share the show with your friends. We would appreciate it so much. All right. Happy New Year, everybody. I am the queen.